Oh, man.
All right, we're joined by head coach Dave Doeren, and we'll let him open up with an opening statement.
First, just super proud of our resiliency of our team. They just kept fighting. They had a lot of fun tonight. It's been a long time coming to play, and I thought they, started fast in the opening quarter, started fast in the third, and had to overcome some adversity. But proud of them. I thought we were physical. Rushing the football the way we did. It was a major point of emphasis with Coach Beck and Coach Garrison and the whole offense, and kids took pride in that, and I think that helps us tremendously just attitude-wise and what we want to do, other than the one interception, which was a big play for them. We took care of the football. Disappointed in some of the penalties that we had, and we got to get that cleaned up. Credit goes to Wake, resilient group as well, and they battled back and played hard. They've got some good players on that football team. Individually, Ricky Person, I thought really all our backs ran the football well, but, Ricky had 2 touchdowns and threw a touchdown. Bailey did some really good things in that game. On defense, a lot of stuff we got to get better. We gave up the edges of our defense tonight way too much, and it wasn't by design. Guys were not functioning the way that we need them to, and we got to get that fixed. But I am proud of the way they finished the game, back-to-back 4th down stops and put in some tough situations. And the pass rush didn't get tired. It only got better. And the coverage didn't get tired. It only got better. And so a lot to work on, but we'll take the W. It's great to be 1-0, and look forward to celebrating that tonight.
All right, Luke Decock, you're up.
Dave, what was the process where Bailey ended up starting instead of Devin, and could you go assess his performance a little more? Obviously, the accuracy to start, and then it seemed like things maybe got a little bit tougher for him in the second half.
Yeah. Well, when we hit our first week of camp, whenever the students came back, we had that 8-day break. And somewhere in the middle of that, Devin had to quarantine. And so he ended up being gone from here for almost 20 days and came back as our starter, but just was not there, had some rust and really just kind of a victim of circumstance, to be honest, and, tried to get him back for the game, but he's practicing, getting better, but 20 days, however many practices that was, just didn't feel like he was sharp enough, and we weren't putting him in the best place to be out there as the starter. So hopefully we'll get him back into where he needs to be, because he was having a good camp prior to that. So I felt really bad for him. Bailey took advantage of an opportunity, and I thought played really well tonight, so happy for Bailey, and I know Devin will bounce back.
Okay, Mike Toper.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the win. Just a quick question on Peyton Wilson. I saw he kind of pulled himself out of the game there. I don't know if it was the end of the third, beginning of the fourth. Do you have an update on him and anything serious? Or?
Yeah, Peyton plays so hard. It's not a serious thing at all. I think he was dehydrated. They tried to IV him at halftime and just was lightheaded. He's kept wanting to go back in, and 2 plays later he's out. So we just pulled him. The trainer said he just didn't have enough juice left.
Andrew Schnittker.
Dave, you mentioned with the run game how good it was and how physical. It seemed like throughout the game guys were almost kind of rotating guys. You would have a drive where Ricky was getting a lot of the carries, and then one where Bam's getting a lot of the carries, and then one where Jordan's getting a lot of the carries. How important was that ability tonight, you think, to keep them fresh in that way?
Yeah, I think it causes problems for defense too, because they have different styles, when they run the football. And so, those backs are hitting the holes in different ways. They have different vision. They see things a little different. Keeping them fresh is going to keep them healthy longer too. So, and Bailey ran the ball well too, He had 42 yards rushing. So, it's really good to be able to do that. It's been a while since we ran the football that effectively.
Hey, Corey Smith.
Dave, when it comes to the defense, Peyton Wilson obviously tonight had a huge game. We were talking about him earlier with the injury at the end of the game, but what did you think you got from him tonight? He seemed like he was all over the ball.
He plays his heart out. You know, he had a touchdown saving tackle on punt coverage too. You know, I mean, a kid just gives you everything he's got. He loves the game. He loves his team. And we love him. You know, he's a great young man. He's going to keep getting better. So hopefully we'll get him healthy here quick. But, you know, really proud of the effort he gave tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, Sammy.
Right. Yeah, Dave, in addition to the running game being so good, looked like the offensive line protected Bailey pretty well. How would you evaluate their play?
You know, without seeing the film, it's hard to say. That's a good front that Wake has, you know, and they got in our backfield a few times, and Bailey did some things with his feet to extend some plays. But I thought overall, I mean, that's one of the better defensive fronts we'll probably play. As you guys know, there's a lot of reps banked on that defensive line for Wake Forest. So the guys held up and did a nice job. And there were some physical blocks, some really physical blocks by the guys.
Justin Williams.
Coach, obviously Bailey Hockman was the surprise as the starter today. With knowing that a few hours before the game, he comes out really hot and I think completes his first 13 or so passes. Is that going to be a competition moving forward at the starting quarterback position?
You know, I'm going to enjoy the win tonight. You guys can talk about that one.
All right, Coach, I think that's it.
Appreciate that. Go Pack.
All right, I believe Annabelle's got the starting quarterback coming real soon. All right, Bailey, thanks for joining us. Mike Toper, go ahead.
Hey, Bailey, congratulations on the win, man. I was wondering if you can kind of just describe for us kind of a two-part question. One, you know, what's your mindset coming into today when you find out, you know, you're going to get the start when, you know, it had kind of been said that Devin would get the start to open the season. Then part two is what did you think of your performance tonight? How do you think you did tonight?
No, I think we're 1-0. We're on to the next game with a good record. We took the W. My mindset coming in the game was just to focus and just lock in, just do my part, not try to be Superman, not try to do too much, just do my part. And I feel like I did that tonight. I feel like my teammates did a great job. O-line blocked great, almost over 250 yards rushing. I mean, it's incredible. So great job for them.
All right, Luke Decock.
Bailey, what kind of groove were you able to get into in the first half? And why were you able to be so effective early on?
Coach was calling great plays. Offensive line was blocking great. I mean, when the run game's working, you can get those fakes and get the linebackers coming up. It makes it easy for me. So it's all credit to them, really. That's all I can say on that.
Andrew Schnittiker.
Bailey, you hit a couple really big throws off of play action tonight. How much does it help you to be able to dial that up when the run game is going as effectively as it was?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Coach Beck did a great job calling them at the right time with the right coverages. And the offensive line, like I said, just blocking their butts off. I mean, just working so hard up there. And I have nothing but respect for those guys, you know. I mean, in the run game being so effective, it's hard not to step up. I mean, you have to, or they're just going to keep gashing and gashing. So, I mean, just credit to those guys, man. It was awesome.
Okay, Jonas.
Bailey, you talked a lot about the run game here, but how dangerous can this offense be when you can spread it around to 7 to 8 different receivers and kind of get everybody involved?
Yeah, no doubt. This offense is really, it's dangerous. Like great words, but yeah, like when we start having to throw the ball more and more, it's just going to be more and more effective because we start being able to spread the ball around the field, and then they got to spread out. The run game gets going, and our offensive line is just big time. So they're just going to keep pushing, and the teams come so close together to a point where everything just kind of it just rolls all together. It's like a ball rolling down a hill, and we just got the ball rolling today. We're just 1-0. We just got to keep going.
All right, Corey Smith.
Bailey, at what point did you learn that you would be the starting quarterback, and did anything change once you found that out? I mean, obviously you've known you've been able to take a lot of the snaps during those 20 days that Devin missed. But at what point did you realize that you were going to be the starter?
Actually, last week, Coach Beck sat me down and talked to me. Devin's done a great job. Also, so much credit to him. He's a great player. But it's competition. At the end of the day, I mean, I'm just happy to be the guy for this team. I love these guys, and I'll do anything for them. So.
And did that change your mindset when you found out that you were going to be the starter?
No, not at all. In my mind, I was a starter since day one.
All right. Hey, Bailey, thanks a lot for joining us. Congratulations on a good game. And we're going to be next joined by Ricky Person.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Ricky. And we got Justin Williams.
Ricky, congrats on the performance today. Last week you spoke with us and you talked about some of the mental obstacles that you went through in returning from injury over the last couple seasons. At one point you even considered, walking away from the game. But with all of that over the off season, how does a performance like this feel just emotionally?
Speechless, honestly. I battled through a lot of injuries throughout my career. I just kept faith in God, and my teammates encouraged me on a daily basis. Coach Thunder, everyone, and it was a long time coming for this moment, but it's just game one.
All right, Jonas.
Ricky, what's the biggest difference in this offense this year under Tim Beck? You guys seem more explosive. Obviously, you scored 45 points, something you didn't do that much last year. So what's been the biggest difference in you guys in the big plays this year?
A lot of credit to Coach Beck with all the offensive play calling. But, we've been working this since the spring. So, credit to everyone that paid attention to the detail. Coach was saying to us, before the game, we need to take pride into our small details.
Schnittker.
Ricky, you had a big explosive run on the very first possession of the game. How much confidence did that give you and kind of help set the tone for you going forward into the rest of the game to get started hot right away like that?
Credit to my offensive line. The boys did a great job up front tonight. But I'm not going to sit here and say it was just like practice, but you work for it in practice, and when you work for it in practice, it becomes, realistic in the game. So, it just made it easier for me. My Reese was there tonight, and just like I said, credit to my offensive line.
Mike Toper.
Hey, Ricky, you kind of touched on it there, but I think it was 270 yards rushing total as a team. And when you got you, Jordan, and Bam kind of going like that, how dangerous does that make you guys? And, does that help, the fact that you guys can stay fresh and keep going in?
I feel like I like the rotation that Coach got for us. It keeps everyone fresh on the legs. So, one of us get tired, the other one come in, he's fresh and ready to go, vice versa. So, it's just all like we've just been, like I said, we've been working for it in practice since day one. So, kudos to everybody else.
Jonas Pope.
You talked about practice and small details. How often did you guys work on that jump pass? And did you and Devin kind of get a chemistry in practice? Did it work every single time?
Yeah. We worked on it constantly during practice, whether it's I know Coach Rope, I used to tell them, boy, I used to play quarterback in middle school. So I used to tell them, like, yeah, just give me the opportunity. So, we practiced it like at least 4 times throughout practice on when we work red zone days. So, it was great.
And our last question for Ricky will come from Corey Smith.
Ricky, for you, just wanted to ask you as well, just getting the win over Wake. Obviously, this has been an issue for State for the last couple of years. Now being able to not only move to 1-0, but getting the win over Wake, how big is that for this team as well to get over that hurdle?
It was a great first win for us. There's been talk. Coach told us before the game as well that, Wake Forest has been beating us for like the past 3 years. So we just came into the mindset in this game that we didn't want to be beat. So we've been working hard all season to, for this to happen. So it was great.
Thanks, Ricky. Appreciate it. We're going to be next joined by Daniel Joseph. And he will, just so everybody knows, he will be the final NC State player joining us. Daniel, thanks for joining us. Your first question will come from Andrew Schnittker.
How y'all doing?
Daniel, when you guys have the run game working as well as it is and able to eat up some yards and chew some clock, how much does that take stress off you guys as a defense?
I think it takes stress off any defense. But your offense is kind of getting the run game going, and that ground game going. Screws up a lot of time, so there's more time to rest, regroup and make our corrections and make our adjustments on the sideline. So, it was great that we had that today.
Corey Smith.
Daniel, you get the start in this one. It's a moment that I know you've been waiting for a really long time. Not only did you get the start, you come away with 5 tackles, 2 sacks in this game. How big was this game for you?
It was just more than me, honestly. It wasn't just about me at all. It's about the whole team. I know these guys have had, their history with Wake Forest as it is. And, I just want to come in, obviously, impact that game as best as I possibly can in a positive way. And so, I know very well that they have their history, whatever it may be. But in the day, the goal is to win that game and win that game as best as we can, executing our offense and our defense.
How critical was that 3rd down sack to being able to stop them there at the end of the game as well?
Definitely crucial, but at the end of the day, I know for me, I kind of just tackle it, getting the job done. My job is to get the quarterback, so that's what I have to do.
Thank you.
Rob McLam.
Yes. It seemed like, obviously, Wake scored 42 points, but every time NC State needed a stop or needed a big play, you guys were able to make the big play. What was it about you guys that you bend, but you never did break?
This year alone is a testament to that. With everything we've battled and gone through already as it is, I was pretty confident in our team and our defense and offense, what pulled this win out. A lot of people don't see what has been going on the outside, but we know very well what we've gone through, and we I've done our best to, fight through that. And so this game was just another one of those tests that we actually, make sure we came through with a win on the other side.
Lawrence Davis.
Hey, Daniel, you guys ended a 6-game losing streak tonight. I just want to know, was that in the back of your mind kind of in the offseason or coming into tonight, not against just Wake, but just the last 6 games? And when Wake was making that comeback, kind of what was going through your mind? Were you guys panicking? Kind of talk about that.
6-game losing streak, I actually did not know about that until just now when you said it, honestly. So, I think that speaks for itself. I didn't really know very much about the losing streak. I know very well going into this game, us as a defense and as a whole team want to win. And that was our main goal this past week, was to make sure we came out with that win, no matter the circumstances that we were put in.
And then the fourth quarter, when Wake was making that comeback, what was going through your guys' mind, and talk about your conditioning level there and kind of what was going on?
Execute. I trust the coaches here to, make the right play call, and they trust us to make, execute that play call. So that 4th down or that 4th quarter, matter of just, believing in the coaches and make the right call, and believing in our ability and our preparation to, execute those calls and those plays.
Thank you.
All right, Daniel, you answered everybody's questions. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great day.
All right, everybody, that's it. Thanks for joining us. Please let us know how this worked for you.